This is a video to introduce the Oxford Books version of English File, and as you can see, opening the app, Oxford Books gives you this bookshelf. There's only one book on the bookshelf because that's the only one we've purchased so far. I'll open up English File. It will open up to the last page that was opened using this application, so you can see I've been looking at 2A. Now, I just want to, in this video, introduce a few basic ideas of how to navigate through the book. So, very simply, first of all, is the idea of scrolling up and down through the pages using your finger in the usual method. Scrolling from side to side by flicking from the side to the side will move through the pages, and you can scroll the same way. In addition to this, you can see over at this side, in the top corner, you can see a little arrow here in white. I'm going to click on that and it will open up a number of options on both sides of the screen. On this side you can see you have the home button, a page number button, and a pages button. Now, let's just talk about those for the time being. The home button will take you back to the home of the app, and there it is, the bookshelf in other words. We want to stay within this book, so we'll go back to where we were. Again, over on this side, opening up the tabs will bring them back again. You can see I'm on page 14 of 169. If I click on that right now, you can see that numbers jump up. I can jump to page 200. If I type in 200 and go, it will take me to page 200. Let's go to page 1, go, and it will take me to the very first page. Now, if you want to return after you've made a navigation of any kind, you can use this button here, which is the return button. You can see a back arrow, and it says page 14 is where I will return to, so I'm going to return to page 14. The return button has now disappeared because I'm back where I started, and I will open up the next button, which is this pages button, and you can see multiple pages open, and you can visually see which page you want, choose the page you want, and I'm going to go back to page 2A. If we go to the other side of the screen, you can see that there is another couple of navigation possibilities. This one at the top opens up a chapter heading navigation, so we can go through the book in chapters. This book happens to have chapters that are only 2 pages long, so in this case it won't be very useful to me. If I want to find a particular word or phrase within the book, I can use this search function and type in something on this search button, and it will come up with possibilities in the grey area here that I may want to look at. But again, this perhaps is not very useful for us. The third button down is an envelope, meaning a mail option. This will actually open up an option that allows you to email Oxford Books, and of course I don't see many of us being that interested in emailing Oxford Books in the future, so again, not a very useful option for us. The other options here on this side I will cover in the next video, and not this one, because these all deal with adding information and notes and marking up the page so that your students can see what's going on and focusing students' interest on various areas. So let's again look down here at the bottom. You can see here there are 3 buttons. These are not the navigation buttons for the application, they're the navigation buttons for the whole tablet, and they always remain there no matter what application you have open. If I press on the home button, for example, it takes me back to the home of the tablet, which is this page. If I click on that Windows button here, you can see that it will open up all of the programs which I currently have open, and I can choose from amongst all these programs which I want to return to right now. And I can see that Oxford Books here is open at the moment. I'm going to go back to that button. So the return button here will take me back to the application that I was last involved in, or will return to the last page within an application. But basically these 3 buttons are not being used inside the book. There's one final one on this side, which is still functioning. If I click on it, you can see it will pop up the usual mini applications that I can use as part of the tablet, such as the calculator and video player and so on. Again, this is not something I want while I'm inside the book looking at the pages. So let's talk some more about the pages themselves. If you can see, I'll just bring it a little bit closer, there are some tags, little coloured areas that indicate a media file that you can link to. If I click on this, for example, you can see that there is a sound icon next to it. It will play
1.34
a sound file.
Song Girls and Boys.
Down the bottom here has opened a sound file player, and you can see that the indicator is moving along as it plays. There's a pause button here. I'll just press pause. So while it's paused, I can talk to the students, and then I can press play again.
He's well dressed.
Okay, and over here I have an option to speed up or slow down the sound file. You can make the sound file very, very slow. Go back to normal and speed it up. I don't know why you'd want to speed it up, but the slowdown could possibly be quite useful in some instances for our students. And finally, if I finish with this sound file, I want to close it. You can see over on this side there is a audio cross. That means close, and I'm going to do that now. So opening sound file opens the sound player down the bottom, pressing pause and pressing close. Okay, now the sound file isn't the only kind of tab that you can find. Down the bottom of this page you can see that there is a link to another page within the book, page 154, the vocabulary bank for money. So this is at the back of the book, but I can link to it without having to navigate in any difficult way. It's very quick. I can take me right to the back of the book, and I can have a look at this. I can do what I want to do with it, and when I've finished I go back up to the top. As you remember that you pop open those options for navigation, and on the other side here the return button has turned up again, and it says return to page 14, and that's what I want to do. So I'm back on page 14 again. So there are sound files and there are links to other pages. If I turn to the next page, there's one more type of link, and that is a light blue link. These ones are videos. If you click on this, a video player will pop up at the top of the screen rather than the bottom of the screen. Again, I can press pause at any point. If you look on the other side of the screen here, you can see the two arrows. This indicates making full screen, so I'm going to full screen, and then I get the whole video taking up the whole screen, and you can see the player options are still down here at the bottom. So with the students, I watch my video file, and when I've watched as much as I want to watch, we can reduce it again if I want to, and the red X here in the top corner is going to turn off the video. So those are the three types of tabs that you can find. There is one more type of, well, tab of a kind that I want to show you before I leave it up to you, and that is on this page. Just occasionally there might be a file, it seems to be a sound file, 22 sound song Our House by Madness, but in fact there's no link here. It won't allow me to go anywhere, and there is no sound available for this option. And I think the reason is because that the publishers were perhaps denied permission to use this copyrighted song as part of their book, and as a result what we have to do is find it for free on the internet. So I'm just going to navigate out of the book program by pressing home down in the middle, and then I'm going to use the YouTube video option over here. Now I've already actually navigated to the correct video, which is Our House by Madness. What you can do is, using this app, Thank you. So just flick that into the corner. What you can do is use the search option here in the top corner and type in maybe Our House song. If you just type in Our House, you'll get all sorts of rubbish, but if you want the song, just add the song as part of the search perhaps. And as you can see, there are a number of songs entitled Our House, and not all of them are the one we want. So I'm going to not want this one. Go away. So the one I want is here in the middle, Our House. I click on that one, it goes to the middle here. Then I do the same as I did before. If you can see the little white arrows down the corner here, you click on those to achieve full screen. When you're ready to stop, click on the video and just click twice to pause it, and then you have the same two buttons but in reverse to make it small again. And when you're finished with this, navigate to the home page again and back to Oxford Books. Okay, there's one more thing I wanted to talk about in this video, and that is the zooming in option. If you want to zoom in on a page, if I just close the tabs for the moment, you should be able to see that the whole page here is visible. I cannot zoom in, for example, on this this quiz down here, these questions for the partner. If I try and zoom in, nothing happens. This is because in landscape view, if you can see, my my tablet is oriented so that it's on its side. This is landscape view. In landscape view, you can't zoom in. However, if I just grab the tablet and I turn it so it's portrait view, you can see that the look of the screen has changed. It's now in portrait view. The whole page is now visible to me, but it's very small, so I might want to zoom in some. So at this point, you can use your fingers to zoom, so you get a little bit more of a close look if you turn the tablet to a portrait view and then use your fingers to zoom in. And you can, once you've zoomed in, ooh, hang on, come on. Once you've zoomed in, you can move it around as you would any other image on a tablet. So I hope that's useful to you. I'm going to stop this video now.